Welcome to this week's Africa Insight. In this week's video, we discuss stories in Ethiopia and South Africa. Starting us off in Ethiopia, farming in Ethiopia's recessive Amhara region is on the brink of disaster. Long-standing clashes between federal government forces and the ethnic Amharan armed group Fano since 2023 have broken vital supply lines. Fertilizers deliveries have stalled, with just 26% of the region's share arriving by April 14th. Despite federal efforts to procure 24 million quintals of fertilizer nationwide, the conflict has choked off access, threatening a failed harvest and worsening food insecurity. Well, why does this matter low? Because Amhara produces 30% of Ethiopia's food. A failed harvest in the region would have national consequences. It would squeeze the food supply, drive up urban inflation, and put more pressure on Ethiopia's already strained public finances. The government has allocated 84 billion birr in fertilizer. But those funds won't matter if inputs do not reach farmers. Politically, the government's inability to deliver basic agricultural inputs is damaging its legitimacy in rural Amhara, a region already distrustful of federal authority. The failure plays directly into Fano's insurgency narrative. If the harvest season completely collapses, we can expect displacement, increased demand of food aid, and greater unrest. The fertilizer crisis also signals that Amhara will remain a major source of volatility in Ethiopia's political risk profile throughout 2025. So, Lo, what's going on in South Africa?
So this week, South Africa's President Cyril Ramaphosa named former Deputy Finance Minister Mcebisi Jonas as his Special Envoy to the US, a move to try and reset fraught bilateral relations. We said before Donald Trump's inauguration that South Africa was going to struggle to deal with the incoming administration, but even we could not have anticipated the rollercoaster ride that South Africa has been subjected to over the last 3 months. It's true, Trump has taken shots at many countries over this period, but he does seem to reserve a particular enmity for South Africa. It started, of course, with his extraordinary Truth Social post in February, announcing a suspension of future funding because, and I quote, a massive human rights violation, an apparent reference to the amended expropriation bill. The real reason behind US hostility is more likely Pretoria's ICJ case against Israel. Or maybe it's the country's refusal to license Elon Musk's Starlink without local shareholding. Whatever the reason, relations went from bad to worse when South Africa's ambassador to Washington, Ebrahim Rasool, was declared persona non grata in March because of anti-Trump comments. Now, Mr. Ramaphosa hopes Mr. Jonas can smooth things over. Mr. Jonas is well known in South Africa for his role in blowing the whistle on state capture machinations during the Jacob Zuma administration, and has been working mainly in the private sector since being fired by Zuma in 2017. However, he had hardly been appointed this week when some rather unflattering comments about Mr. Trump made during a speech in 2020 started doing the rounds on social media. The presidency tells us that Mr. Trump does not hold grudges, but doesn't he? Mr. Jonas also chairs the board of MTN, a South African telecommunications company that now faces Anti-Terrorism Act lawsuit in the US. Now, MTN and Starlink are not direct competitors, but they do fish in the same waters. Mr. Jonas has been given a tough job, and it's starting to feel like he's off to the worst possible start. Meanwhile, International Relations Minister Ronald Lamola is in Moscow, meeting with his counterpart Sergei Lavrov. Now that too will not go unnoticed in Washington.
Thank you for joining Africa Insight this week. If you'd like more information on our products or services, please visit our website or socials.